Hi all. There was an old Keith Green album that I used to listen to, and there's a particular song called Do You Want to Go Back to Egypt, where it's warm and secure. It was an interesting song, and it spoke about how the Israelites, following their departure from Egypt and on their way to the promised land, they grumbled and complained to God, or to Moses, about all the things that they were missing out on following their departure from Egypt. And we see in Exodus, if you want to follow with me from Exodus 16, we see in verse 4, Moses had been given this message by the Lord, and it says, I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this way I will test them, and I will see whether they will follow my instructions. In verse 13, God follows through on his promise, and it says, Then that evening quail came and covered the camp, and in the morning there was a layer of dew around the camp. And the layer of dew ended up being the bread that God had provided. Through times of crisis like these, sometimes we wonder where our provision is coming from. I personally have been challenged in this time to not chase hard after provision, but to allow God provide with what we need, to provide with work for me personally, and he has done so. And it was almost like the other day, and it wasn't an audible voice, but he said to me, are you going to take things into your own hands, or are you going to trust in me? And it is difficult sometimes to not take things into our own hands, but he's asking for us to trust in him. As we see in verse 4, it says, in this way I will test them and see whether they will follow my instructions. God asks us to trust in him. It's in these times where the rubber hits the road on whether we will trust in him. I pray God is providing for you. God bless you.